It's no secret that D&D has always been more than just a game the characters like in Stranger Things. Right from the very first episode, D&D is used as a vital tool to foreshadow what's coming, as well as a tool for the characters themselves to explain what's happening around them in Hawkins. This foreshadowing goes beyond just understanding and naming their villains. Many fans theorize that Holly will be able to open a dimension door in the second half of this series as a way to help her and Max escape from Vecna's mind. I am fully on board with this theory. I 100% think it's going to happen. But I think there's lots of things that Stranger Things fans are getting wrong about D&D and foreshadowing in this show. First, I have a brand new theory to propose about who lives and who dies. And yes, it's rooted in a debunked theory, but stick around to hear me out. In games like Dungeons & Dragons, the story revolves around the choices of the player characters, while NPCs, or non-player characters, exist to guide, supply, support. They matter, but they aren't the ones rolling the dice. The Duffer Brothers have already dispelled the theory that the end will be, it was just a D&D campaign all along. So that is not what I'm trying to say here. However, if you watch the show through the lens of it being a D&D campaign, there are some characters that are inarguably player characters and others that are obviously NPCs. Since we already know that the ending of the show won't be, it was a campaign all along, my theory is that this distinction exists to create two groups. One group being the group that survives, and the other being the group that does not. Now, I'm basing this on a very simple criterion. Would the Dungeon Master be overstepping if they made a character make this choice? And does this seem like a player is making choices? So using that lens, here's who I think the player characters are. Mike, he's a paladin, he says so himself.
I'm our paladin, Will's our cleric, Dustin's our bard, Lucas is our ranger, and Elle's our mage.
Dustin, bard, obviously, from the College of Lore. Hopper is a barbarian, or he might be a rogue scout. Maybe he's multi-class. He fits both. Steve, he's a paladin from the Oath of the Crown. Nancy is a fighter, cavalier or banneret. Either way, she obviously has a weapon mastery in guns.
And you know I'm a good enough shot to hit any mark, no matter how small.
Max is not a zoomer, sorry. She is a rogue thief. Robin, I think that she is a rogue bard multi-class. And Joyce is an artificer, subclass battlesmith. I'm also leaning towards Eleven and Jonathan being player characters. I keep going back and forth on them. Let me know what you think in the comments though. Obviously, first notable mention for NPC is Will. The beginning of the campaign started around him. That would be really weird to make the player character the whole point of the story. Mr. Clark is NPC that the DM uses to give hints or information. He either hints towards things to start, or the players go to him when they need a little bit more information. And similarly, Murray, yes, there was a season where he got roped into playing with Joyce and Hopper as an NPC player in their party, but his main reason for being brought into that campaign is to supply the characters. Eddie is not an honorable mention because he is long-lasting throughout the show, but I just think he is the prime example of bard excellence. And now for my most controversial take of all, this started an argument among my friends actually, is Lucas is an NPC. And I don't mean to say this to downgrade who Lucas is or how important he is to the party, because he is a vital part. He runs exactly like a DM playing an NPC in the party. He doesn't call shots or make decisions, but he supports and goes along with all of the decisions. He also only really speaks up against when it's needed to steer the players back in the right direction. Have you noticed that?
Get it, Mike! Vecna's come back to realize his vision, to punish us.
Not so sure this was about punishment. I just know I'm having serious deja vu because this is exactly what happened to Will at almost exactly the same time. You know what date it is, right? November 3rd. Will was taken on the 6th.
And again, this doesn't make Lucas unimportant. He is a vital part of the team. And yes, I acknowledge that in actual D&D mechanics, players can die. I know that very well from firsthand experience, RIP Mara. But I'm just saying, I think they had to find a way to make two groups to distinguish, and this is just the means by which they chose to do it. I haven't seen anyone else discuss this, so am I completely crazy in this, or do you see what I'm talking about? And if the show is using D&D to foreshadow the endgame, we need to talk about the most prevalent theory of all, the Nat 20 theory. If you're not already familiar with the Nat 20 theory, it's a popular fan theory with many variations based in a scene of the Hellfire Club playing D&D, where Dustin rolls an 11 and it doesn't do anything. Then Erica steps up, rolls a Nat 20, a critical hit, and the big bad evil guy is defeated. And many are saying this is foreshadowing that 11 alone is not strong enough to defeat Vecna by herself. 11 plus 8 plus 1 equals 20, so 11, 8, and 1 have to come together to defeat him in the end. I agree with this idea for the most part. There's just little pieces that I don't agree with. Many people are saying that 1 is Will. I think it's the original 1, Henry, Vecna. He himself is needed to defeat the big bad evil guy. Second, in D&D, critical hit is 1 die roll, not 3 added together. What I'm going to say next is based in the Stranger Things play, The First Shadow, which is canon, and once I learned about it, it completely changed my view and my opinions on what was going to happen next. It explains Henry's backstory, how he came into his powers, how he became 1 in Dr. Martin Brenner's experiments, and also why he was doing those experiments in the first place. But most importantly, that play shows that Henry was a victim of the Mind Flayer, completely humanizes Henry, and shows that he was once a good person. He has not, as he said in the TV show, always been like this. We know from Will's experience just how strong the Mind Flayer's hold can be over a person, like how he had to communicate through Morse code. And this suggests that somewhere deep inside Vecna, there is a good Henry still existing. We also know that 11 and 1 have very similar powers. 11 has shown the ability to do kind of a mindception while she was in the void. Now, this is where I begin to propose an alternate version of the theory. And I know some of you might hate this, but I'm gonna say Will's powers are not actually his. It's not a connection to the hive mind. My theory is that it's actually good Henry inside of Will, kind of co-piloting, trying to make things right and giving him those powers. They eradicated the Mind Flayer particles from Will's body, and he continued to feel that connection. I don't think the connection is to the Mind Flayer. I think it's to Vecna. And any of his proximity pain or anything else like that is routed through Vecna and his connection to the Mind Flayer, not Will's own connection anymore. And also, this is a side note, but I saw someone theorize once, and I'm so sorry I can't cite this, I don't remember where I read it. Someone theorized that Henry or Vecna chose Will because he wanted Joyce and Hopper to stop him. I propose an alternate to that. Henry remembered how good Joyce was to him in high school and prayed that Will had the same innate goodness, and prayed that that goodness would be enough to ward off the darkness that was consuming Henry, and he hoped it wouldn't consume Will. Considering a Nat 20 roll comes from 1 die, here is what I propose is going to happen. The team, the party, is going to realize that Henry is co-piloting Will in his own body, and they're going to realize this is a possibility. Now, we know that Kali has slightly different powers than 11. I think Henry and Elle are going to go into Kali's mind and join her and create 1 super power to defeat the big bad evil guy in the end. 3 people fighting within 1 body, so it's 1 dice roll to get that critical hit. Now, this isn't a full theory for the ending. This isn't every beat of the last 4 episodes. These are just 2 of the theories that I think people get wrong. My little proposals for the actual puzzle pieces that fit inside of the puzzle. There are some theories that I fully believe that I haven't even mentioned yet, like the time travel theory. Henry is trying to find a way to go back in time to prevent his powers from ever happening. It explains the significance of November 6th. It explains why he needs 12 children. I believe all of that too. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. If I tried to make a video about every single thing that's going to happen in the next 4 episodes, it would be a million years long. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching and for hearing me out here. Now, do my theories sound completely unhinged, or do they kind of make sense? And do you have any other theories? Let us know in the comments. We would love to discuss it with you. And if you're a D&D fan and not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to follow us at Twilight Enigma for bi-weekly D&D content.